Hello. Today we are going to go into the opposite of fight, which I believe is compassion. And compassion for ourselves, and in turn that will bring in compassion for others. Because whenever we feel fighty, we're angry, we're frustrated, we're pissed, we do not have compassion. And so I'm not saying do not feel angry, and I'm not saying do not feel fight. That is a necessary emotion and a necessary feeling and a necessary trauma response sometimes. But through this series, I'm working on building a container from side to side of what is the other side of this fight. And it is this compassion. And so, for ourselves first. And so just honoring that we can feel angry, especially as women, and for men too. Like, men's anger is normalized, but it's like they get stuck in it. They get stuck in that frustration and stuck in that. That's the only emotion that they can express is anger, is hatred, is frustration, is resentment. And their outward expression, because they're not feeling the grief, the sadness, and whenever I say like masculine, it's more masculine, feminine, and it's more of the umbrella term of a societal construct that we live in. And so I'm speaking as a feminine body and a feminine nervous system, even though we both have them. And I know that my anger has been repressed, and I'm here to take responsibility for that by bringing compassion in to my fight. Because I laugh because I'm like, what am I going to say? My brain was like, what are we going to say next? And we're like, oh, we can't admit that we're violent, that we have violent thoughts. And we don't want to act on them, and we don't have to. Like, anger isn't about the expression of, it's about the feeling inside. And so I'm going to sit in that fight. I'm going to bring it in. And whenever you're sitting in it, like, what sensations, and these, if you haven't been watching the previous videos, I highly recommend going back, because it builds on top of each other, and you can watch them in any order. Just like watch them, because we're talking about being a sensual being, a being of senses. And so the sensation that I got whenever I dropped into fight was adrenaline. And we feel this surge in our body of those chemicals dumping, of the adrenaline dumping, and like to protect ourselves. And I really don't believe all of the time, so much it's just past trauma experiences that we didn't get that completion of that adrenaline, or like we never did fight. We like wanted to, and we had that chemical dump, but we didn't fight. And so we're bringing in compassion. And so I feel that adrenaline whenever I feel into fight. And I want to do this like outward punch. And I think if you go back to the video where I talked about fight, it was punching. And so I'm going to just bring in this hug for myself, and just this havening, this container of compassion, that I am human, that it is okay to feel this fight, but I don't want to fight myself. I don't want to fight my feelings. I don't want to fight any of it. Like, I want... this is just like a war within, and that doesn't feel good anymore. I think it used to, because it was like that adrenaline makes you feel powerful, and that fight makes you feel powerful. But what if this is more powerful, because you're not needing to express it, you're holding it within yourself. So just keep holding yourself, whatever feels good. You can just wrap it around your neck, wrap it around your, you can try the butterfly wings, and just like hold yourself in compassion, like aware of compassion within you, and aware of compassion around you. And so I'm just bringing breath, sound, movement, touch to my body, to this experience right now, because that's how trauma gets transformed. With those 4 things, it allows whatever fight didn't complete in the past. And if you can think of a memory of early childhood, of in childhood, when did your fight come out? And what happened in that fight? Did it get punished? Did it get ignored? Did it get repressed? I'm hesitant to share my story, but it was very powerful. I was on the playground. It was probably around 10 or 11. And I was swinging. And my younger brother, 2 years younger than me, so I'm going to do this slow to show how to do this. I've never done this before, so it's an experiment. As I've said in my videos, I'm not a teacher or a guru. I'm doing this for myself, and I'm sharing in real time my experience as I'm working through it. And so I'm just going to imagine myself on this swing. Because the feeling, so I was happy, I was swinging high, my brother was pushing me, and it got to a certain height where I started to feel fear, and so I'm gonna let myself feel the fear that I didn't let myself feel then. And it was like in my pelvis, and so I felt my pelvis like contracting. Just right then, I just felt that whenever I sat in that fear. So I'm going to let myself sit a little bit longer in that fear, because I know now that I'm safe. I'm not in that swing. I'm not 11. But I know that this was a big moment, like a big moment in my childhood. So I feel this fear, and I asked my brother to stop, and he did not. He carried on. He kept pushing me higher and higher and higher, and so that I'm going to sit in that fear of that fear escalating. And with that fear escalating, it is bringing my body like into a heightened sensation. It's no longer like a base level fear, like, and the fear was falling. And so, and then the higher up it gets, it's like the higher probability if I fall, because the fall is the baseline of the fear. If I fall, something's going to break. And so I'm going to let myself feel that fear. I'm like in the like future thinking and intuitive thinking, not even intuitive thinking, but possibly, but I'm in that future thinking of, if I fall now, then it's going to hurt really bad, possibly break something. So I'm letting myself sit in that fear, that escalation, that adrenaline, that adrenaline of like wanting to protect myself and now feeling helpless because he won't stop pushing me. And what happens next is I call out to my mother and tell her to tell him to make him stop pushing me. And she says this, she says, if you do not stop pushing her, I'm going to let her unleash on you. And so then I had that permission to fight. No compassion present, just strictly acting from that fear, acting from that anger, that he disrespected my boundaries, that he didn't respect my boundaries, because, and I think this is, I don't understand this fully, but it's like men, boys get this, because I wasn't obviously conscious like I am now of my feelings then, and it's like they feed off of our fear. And so, and he doesn't think, oh, she could fall, that's why she's scared. She's like, he's like, I am causing this fear and it's fun for me. I could be wrong, but that's what it feels like for me. And I've had like men scare me before, and like driving erratically, and it's like they get something from our fear. And I believe it is unconscious. I don't believe they're consciously all the time trying to hurt us, but this is why women live longer than men, because we can, I'm not even going to say see the future, but I don't want to say intelligent enough, but we're intelligent enough to know the consequences of what could possibly happen before it happens. And so the anger was because I wasn't feeling my anger. I was giving it to him, take responsibility. I was giving him my anger because I felt helpless. And so I'm going to reclaim that anger. That anger is mine. Oh, that anger is mine. That anger is mine. That anger is mine. Instead of expressing it onto him and hurting him. And so this is where the compassion piece comes in, because I am now owning my own anger as mine. Sure, he caused that anger then, but now it is mine. And I feel this kind of weight, this like lifting off, because I felt on that anger for 30 years. I laugh about it, but I really feel sad about it. I laugh at that weight I've been just holding and carrying. And we hold so much tension in our neck and our shoulders, that weight of that anger. And it's like, that's justice. Like how I acted out on him and pushed him to the ground and threw sand in his face. Like, I thought I was justified and I unleashed on him. Ooh, I'm feeling this like, ooh. That was a core childhood memory, and I'm feeling it in my prefrontal cortex, honestly. It was like, it wasn't a pain, it was like a sharp, like pressing in right here. And so I'm just gonna give this part some attention, some awareness. Oh, it's even heavier. Okay, I'm not going to touch it. That like made it worse. It was like I was trying to push it back in, or try to push it back down. So I'm just gonna hold it here and just energetically hold that space. It was like it lifted off of my shoulders and into my brain, and so I'm gonna stay curious about this. Whew. I'm not trying to change it. I'm not trying to make it go away. I'm just trying to feel that. And now I'm feeling it in my solar plexus, like in my sternum, like in my stomach. Because I'm giving compassion. And now I belched, and so this is energy moving. These bodily sensations, and now I'm feeling like my legs are numb, so I'm going to listen to my body and uncross them. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. And so now I'm just going to give some sound, some breath, some movement to this sensation. Wow, 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 wow. And now I'm feeling rushed to like not make this video longer than it already is, and I'm going to like feel that need to rush, and I'm going to sit back and just really give myself some space and some time and some compassion to sit with this memory, with this action that I took, this guilt that I felt for hurting my brother. And now the sadness that's coming up from that. The hurt I caused him, and how long he's been holding on to that instance. It was like, because I felt helpless, then I made him feel helpless whenever I attacked him, basically. I fought him, like I was very angry. And just letting myself feel that fight, feel that anger, feel that sadness, and feel the complexity of that one incident at the park, that one day, and how that's still been alive in my body and my being. Now I'm feeling it like in the tense of my jaws and in my mouth. And all of these like belching and yawnings and all of that is like my body completing this cycle of fight that I've been stuck in.